This is War 4 of Season 47. I am bringing Tigra, Crossbones, and White Magneto against SSX, who is a phenomenal alliance and easily top 3 alliance in the game as of this point, so we got to take it serious. The first path that I'm going to be taking is Path 1, and I'm going to be Tigering both fights. Tiger versus Sting, I've done it before. This is actually the homie Caesar Soze, which he was in HCX with me. Amazing player, super great guy. So I'd really like not to die to his fight. That would be really cool. So here we go. Gonna tap and then heavy counter. Pretty standard. I've done thing once or twice, so I know this strategy. And of course, it's very similar to normal thing fights anyway. Here we go again. Another heavy counter. Special 1, and actually he has amazing AI in this fight, I think, or a really, really good lineup of rock stacks as well. So I dropped the special 2, and he actually does not get enough power, so I get to go exactly up to 15 and drop all his rock stacks. So that was super, super awesome lineup. I can't say it was on purpose, but it worked out to perfection, and he's gone. So yeah, that's a sub 40-second fight with class disadvantage against an ascended 6-star. Tigra's pretty good. And then we have this rank 3 Dragon Man, and I'm just going to go out and say that I played this fight about as bad as you could possibly play a fight without dying or taking a bunch of hits. I get a Wags here, which makes it even easier, and the game plan's pretty easy. I'm just going to parry and then tap a couple times, but I should have been more aggressive about actually heavy countering. I kind of just didn't heavy counter as heavy, even though I know how to. I was just trying to play it safe, and he's too tanky for me to play it safe. I need to heavy counter him a little bit, and of course I know how, but I should have done that more. So here's the first mistake, is I let the power gain come back. It's not that serious though. Here we go, and I also mess up his heavy counter, I think. Oh no, I mess up another one, and that's because I blocked it, so that was a mistake here. And here I'm just trying to make sure that I can get the neutralize up. So that's the first special 2. It hits pretty weak because I haven't been heavy countering at all. And then I try to bait this out, and I think he doesn't really play ball much. Admittedly, the AI was not perfect, but played this fight really, really terribly. This fight should already be over. I should be heavy countering his heavy. And you see me do that a couple times later. There we go. Heavy counter there. And I want to say, yeah, oopsies. So he hits a nice little Tiger special 2 dex, better than I could ever do. Yeah, bye-bye senses, so there's that. I don't even know why I dex that hit there. That's like the dumbest thing I could have done. It wasn't even really on purpose. I should just block that last hit or backed out. But anyway, more atrocious Tiger gameplay. Like, this is the kind of gameplay that I see on YouTube and I cringe. And now you guys get to see it from me. So, heavy counter this. And do I finally get a heavy here? Yeah. No, he doesn't throw it. One of these days. There we go. And since he didn't throw a light attack into my block, I don't do a light. If I do a light there, I get hit in the face, which is no bueno. Drop the special 1, and he does go away. So, I mean, my health bar says I didn't make any mistakes, but the fight timer and also just watching me play like garbage, like I didn't know how to play her. Yeah, so that was bad. Then we have Path 4, which is Lady Deathstrike, and I'd never fought a Lady Deathstrike with Crossbones before. I'd only fought her once ever in war, and I got roasted by my ally mate CC for hitting into Unstoppable, which, oopsies, my bad. But the game plan is very simple. I'm going to sidestep her. I'm going to get free intercepts because sidestepping her medium counts as an intercept, and then I can block whatever I want. So that's the game plan. Here we go. Gonna hit her a couple times, as you do with all champions that are not named Quake, and yeah, and then I'm gonna get some intercepts. So we shrug every single one of those, which is perfect. Okay, I probably could heavy counter that, actually, but there we go. Heavy to pause. I also haven't even overrun yet, but you can see that's an intercept, which is kind of nice. I still haven't overrun, actually, so I should probably go ahead and do that. There we go. What am I doing? Okay, I'm really kind of at a loss for what's going on, but it seems that I am playing the game at a paltry level. But sidestep her there, combo into striker, into combo, and she does go into the bin. So yeah, super, super straightforward, easy fight. I knew it was going to be easy fight on paper, but I was kind of scared. And here we have this Spider Ham. And I fought a bunch of Spider Hams before, and they've all gone very well. And this fight will be an exception to that. And you'll see why very, very quickly. So we go into this fight. The game plan is very simple. Throw special one immediately, hit him. That's like the whole game plan. If I can get an intercept, that would be dope, but it's not strictly needed. Okay, there we go. We tap him, so he still has no spider nonsense. Perfect. Then I just want to get this out of him, heavy him. Come on. Come on. One of these days he'll throw it. Okay, perfect. Heavy counter that. And here's where I make a mistake, I think. I want to heavy counter his special one. That's going to give me too much power. I'm not looking at my power bar. That's a huge mistake. I should tap him. And in previous fights, I was smart enough to do that. But here, I wasn't really thinking. I was kind of like playing in the zone and not really being cognitive of anything, right? And if you don't believe me, yeah. That's 11K and 81K. And I knew I couldn't block it, so it wasn't that I tried to block it. It was actually that, and again, I combo. Why am I comboing? I should throw special one there. I'm comboing to get rid of adrenaline, is why. But I knew I couldn't block it, but I dexed late, so that was, I missed the dex, and it punished me just a tiny bit. So lucky to get out of that fight alive. Played that fight just atrociously on many different levels. And hopefully I don't do that again, because that was horrific. Then we have one last fight, which is a Photon on Hazard Shift. I've taken this fight many times. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and drop the wags on it, and then heal up my Crossbones from 7,000 health. Go ahead and throw an invul on as well, and then we should be good to go. I'm just going to sidestep her, tap her. This time I chose not to overrun before, and instead to overrun not at the very, very beginning of the fight, so that was a decision that I wanted to try, and it seems to be working out okay-ish. Then I try to overrun there, but instead I just have to get the heavy counter off instead, trying to overrun, and yeah, there we go, so I can heavy counter that. I was late as heck on that, actually, so got pretty lucky there. Gonna heavy counter this, and you're gonna see I use the special one to either mostly heavy counter, and then sometimes I will use it to trigger my overrun. And then here I need to get a heavy to pause. She luckily throws that one pretty good. That's how heavy counter is supposed to look. Jeez. And then I tap special one and then go into overrun. I should have heavied there. That was such a terrible gameplay decision. I intercept there just because I can't dex it anymore, so I get a light intercept. So that was kind of nice. She's really not playing ball. So I throw this special one. Then am I trying to get into overrun? I should probably heavy counter this and then use the space to get into overrun. Oh, I did one of those two things. All right, accidentally parry her. That's a good start. Yeah, so this fight is just terrible. I took like a minute or so. Wow, that was late. I took like a minute or so break after Spider-Ham just to cool off, but clearly my head was not in the game because, wow, I'm playing this like I've never touched the game before. But luckily we do end up finishing this fight, believe it or not. So made a couple mistakes there as well, and especially versus Spider-Ham, but got out of it. I wouldn't say unscathed, but unkilled.